Hello everyone, this weekend's boxing part 2, split into two because there's two big shows. I didn't want to do an half an hour long video, so we're going to cover Whittaker Cameron and then just the rest of the pro boxing from this weekend. We're going to start obviously at the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham. And you know what, credit where credit's due, because boxers come under a lot of stick. They come under a lot of stick this week for the main event. But I'll be completely honest, this is 7 fights. I think I could say we've got 5 fights that are in the 60-40 realm, plus Jeffers and Fraser Clark. So I think it's a cracker. I think it's a really, really good card. One I'm really looking forward to. One where there's numerous fights. I couldn't confidently pick you a winner, and that's what boxing's all about, really. Competitive fights. And we've got 5 real evenly contested fights, I think. You know, a very good heavyweight fight. Well, Fraser Clark, very good heavyweight. Tete. We'll get on to that. But I think it's a good... I just want to start off by saying it's a cracking card. Really looking forward to it, to be honest. On a Sunday. Good stuff. We'll start with the main event, Whittaker Cameron. Everything Whittaker did pre-Cameron as an Olympian, he did what he was expected to do. When he boxed, I think he boxed Jordan Grant, and I said, this fella cannot punch for Taffy Ben Whittaker. He then went on a mad knockout streak, and everyone said, don't got a clue what you're on about. And I said, look, he don't punch at all. When he fights someone tough, he doesn't punch. He's a fantastic talent, brilliant boxer, athlete, amazing. He doesn't punch. I don't think he's the strongest. I couldn't say he's not tough, because to go to the Olympics, you have to be tough to box that level as amateur. But physically, I don't think he's top level. I don't think he's ever going to trouble the elite at 175. But will he beat Liam Cameron? That's the question. Liam Cameron, since his 4 to 5 year hiatus, has boxed Robbie Connor, Harry Matthews, Hussein Itaba, Lyndon Arthur, and the first Whittaker fight. That's 5 fights. Yeah, the rust is well and truly off. We'll get the best Liam Cameron. Will that be enough to beat Ben Whittaker, who's now with Andy Lee, who's now been in a hard fight, the first hard fight of his career? I'll be completely honest, I'm really stuck on picking a winner. The first fight, I thought it was a close fight. They had to score the 6th round. That's my child going crazy upstairs. It was a close fight. I don't think you could argue the decision in terms of it being a draw, but Cameron was well in the ascendancy at the time it appeared. But I'll be honest, as a boxer, I've been in the ascendancy in fights, and it's short-lived, and vice versa also. So we never know which way it would have gone. Did he chuck himself over the ropes? I remember at the time thinking he was looking for a way out. I don't think he flipped over the ropes on purpose, but he looked to be looking for a way out. But they was both knackered, I thought. To be honest, I thought they were both knackered. But I thought Cameron, with that experience, done the rounds, he would have seen it out the better. But who will win the rematch? If I had to put my neck out, I think Whittaker will win. I think Whittaker will improve enough to beat Cameron. Yeah, I think I see a lot of similarities between me and Fisher in this fight. So I probably should go for Cameron. But I think Whittaker has the ability to put things right and edge past him. I think he'll only edge past him. I think it'll be another closely run thing. I think Whittaker will win the early rounds more convincingly this time, and do enough to edge it and maybe hang on down the line. But that is not a confident pick. A Cameron win would not shock me. A Cameron stoppage win would not shock me. I don't think even with the biggest punchers in the world, but I think Cameron's heavy-handed. I'm going to go Whittaker on points in a close one, in a probably a bit of a ball fest. I think Whittaker will make. I think Andy Lee will make him a bit more textbook. I don't think we'll see any showboating. I anticipate real good fundamental boxing behind the jab. He'll pick the early rounds up and Cameron will come on strong, but it will be too late, would be my prediction. In terms of who do I want to win, I'd like to see Lane Cameron win, to be honest. I've seen some people in the comments like, I wonder how much they paid Cameron to lose. That's crazy talk, because if Cameron wins this, he'll earn more than they could ever offer him. And people keep saying that to me. It's a ridiculous statement. But in saying all that, a Whittaker win. Chief support, I reckon might be Fraser Clark, Ebenezer Tete. Tete's record looks great, 23-2. He's boxed 2 live opponents and been stopped twice. Dubois in the first, Dylan White in the 7th. Is he any good, Tete? Probably not. But he is a big old lump. Fraser Clark will win, I think. Fraser Clark will outbox him and stop him, as all good fighters seem to do. So yeah, that was pretty routine, I would expect. But after the worldly stoppage, you got to overcome a few demons. But I think he will. I think he'll outbox Tete and stop him. Now on, we'll cover Jeffers, Ricardo Lara first. Jeffers very good. I like Jeffers. He's really good. Really nice boxer. Really good. He fights Ricardo Lara, 24-13-2, 6 stoppage defeats. Will Jeffers stop him? This is all paper talk because I've never seen Lara. Well, you would think so. Now we go into 4 cracking fights, actually. My favourite on paper is Cutler-Eggington. Cutler, I was unsure about Cutler, to be completely honest. I watched Ray stop him, and he came back on Sky, beat Stannard, beat Egbeniki, and he's good. And they had a cracker against McKenna. And he's really good, Cutler. He is good. He's really good, actually. I watched him with McKenna. I was really impressed. But Stannard, Egbeniki, McKenna, all good fighters. Egginton's a massive step up. Egginton's good. Egginton's really good. He hasn't been that busy since the loss to Barrow. It's a brilliant fight. That is a really good fight. I think Eggington wins. I think he'll be too experienced. And maybe it's too hard for Cutler. But if Eggington does his usual routine of getting it too much, Cutler it's hard enough to put a dent in him. But Eggington's really good quality. Really good fighter. I'm going to go for Eggington by stoppage. The next fight, this is a good fight. Elliot Whale, Lucas Bollingall is a brilliant fight. Elliot Whale on the sly could be one of the best welterweights in the country. People haven't heard much of him. Darren Tetley told me he's one of the best he's ever shared a ring with. Like, nothing really amazing about him, but he's really good. And if Tetley says that, I'll take his word for it. He fights Lucas Bollingall, 18-2. Gwyneth wins over Boy Jones, Billy Pickles and Casey Benjamin. Hasn't boxed much, though, to be honest. Hasn't boxed as much as he probably should have. But Bollingall's good. I've seen him a few times. That's a really good fight. Really good. I'm going to go Whale on points. But that is a cracker. Whale, Bollingall, Cutler-Eggington. They're 2 really good fights. Then we'll go Tyler Denny, Elvis Ahoga. Ahoga was against Callum Simpson. I was impressed by him, to be honest. And now he faces a much naturally smaller man. If you looked at Ahoga's record pre-Simpson, you'd have said, yeah, this fella he's not all that. But against Simpson, he had a right go at him. And now against Denny, he faced someone who's naturally much smaller than Simpson. So it's going to be interesting. Another one, I couldn't confidently pick you a winner. Denny hasn't boxed since a Shiraz defeat. This wouldn't be the kind of fight I'd really want to come back to myself. He's on a great run before that. We'll move on, because I'm struggling. Troy Coleman now faces Bradley Goldsmith. Coleman is 13-3-1, but Coleman, I believe, is the champion. Is he the champion? He sure is. His last fight was a draw against Robbie Chapman, who's probably one of the best German in the country, but he's still 13-45-8, so a draw with a fella 13-45-8 going in against 12-0 Bradley Goldsmith, who I know isn't bad because he's at the Ingle gym, and they wouldn't have him there if he wasn't bad. I've heard decent things about him. He hasn't boxed anybody as a pro, hasn't boxed a soul, to be honest. Another good fight. Another really good fight. Is it a 50-50? I don't know. We don't know how good Goldsmith is as a pro, I guess, really. I guess this will give us a bit of a better idea. But the draw in Coleman's last fight worries me slightly for him. So we're going to go Whittaker points, Clark stoppage, Egginton stoppage, Whale points, Jeffers stoppage, Goldsmith stoppage. Ahoga Denny's a good fight, you know. If Ahoga turns up like last time, I think he'll really give Denny a fight. I'm going to go Denny on points. That's a cracking card. Really, really, really good card. There's been loads of stuff this week said, the boxer made a balls up for the 10 or 12 rounds, and maybe they have. I don't know. I don't follow it, to be honest, too much. But that's a really good card, and they should get a lot of credit for it because that is a cracker. Now the rest of this weekend's boxing that we haven't covered yet. We covered the ABA finals yesterday. Also, we covered the show at Sheffield tomorrow. But also this weekend we have boxing at the York Hall. Shona Whitwell, I think, makes a debut. She was a very good amateur. Billy Adams is on. I think I've seen him on a few Warren shows. He's good. Boxing at Rainton Meadows. Hannah Robinson boxing. Owen Reese. Josh Babb, I think I watched on a Matchroom card, actually. I did. He was a good watch. There's boxing. Is that boxing? That's bare knuckle boxing. At the Vale Sports Arena in Cardiff. There's pro boxing at the LC2 in Swansea. There's a few world title fights on there. The Croft brothers are on there, those good amateurs. And something happened at Barnsley match. What was that? That looks like bare knuckle as well. And that is it. Yeah, I think got the two big shows at the Park Community Arena tomorrow, Bolton Smith, and the big one, Birmingham, Sunday. So yeah, this weekend's boxing, a good weekend. The Birmingham show, I think, is a cracker. I really, really do. Kelly Ajarko on the Sheffield card is a good fight. I think Butcher J. Dennis on the sly will be a cracking fight over 6 rounds. Dalton Smith, Warrington Padley, Vizioli, Joe Howarth, and a whole host of small law boxing. So that's a really good weekend of boxing. So enjoy whatever you watch.